I want to explain to you one of the most important tools and concepts that you have to understand if you're trying to model cars, if you're trying to model the interior, the exterior, it doesn't matter, okay? You need to know this. If you don't know this, you're definitely fucked. I'm making this McLaren interior that you can see in these reference images. I did a live stream yesterday where I was modeling some of the stuff you can see here. I also just did a video where I made the McLaren steering wheel, and this was part of a challenge inside the Digitally Enhanced Club. And now I'm working on these large surfaces on the dashboard, which are just a pain in the ass, okay? And I'm going to explain to you why they're a pain in the ass. I'm going to teach you how to make this a little bit less of a pain in the ass in this video. So the problem is right now, I have these large curved surfaces over here, and now I'm trying to add a little hole where I'm going to add the air conditioning thing, the little fan shit, okay? And I plan to do this on live stream, but I'm trying to prepare the surface because I don't want to do the boring shit on the live stream. And the problem is that as I'm trying to cut this hole now, my faces are long and they're quite thin, so they're rectangular instead of square, so my topology is not really suitable for making this type of stuff, okay? What I'm trying to do is cut a hole here and then rearrange my geometry so it's circular if I look at it from the front view, okay? But the problem is that my geometry just doesn't really allow that. The way it's organized is not good. And I always tell this to people in my videos. When you're working with topology, you always want your faces to be approximately the same size and shape. You want to have geometric consistency. You want to keep your shit organized. This is extremely important. This is one of the most fundamental topology concepts that everybody needs to know. If you don't know this, you got to watch more Thomas Collin, okay? So here's how you can take care of that in this situation. This is extremely important, okay? So I basically want to have more loop cuts here because that's going to give me more geometry, but that also kind of fucks everything up because when you add more loop cuts, it kind of tightens up these edges over here because I do have a subdivision surface modifier. So now it's not going to look smooth anymore. You understand what I'm telling you. You can see it from this angle. Maybe if we use a different matte cap, it's going to become a little bit more evident. Okay, you can see that you have these folds over here and it doesn't look nice and smooth at all. So we have to make it nice and smooth because we can't avoid adding these loop cuts here. We need them for more geometry. So we're going to add the loop cuts until it looks like we have square shapes. They're not perfect squares, but they're a little bit better. They're a little bit more suitable for the purpose that I'm trying to add them for. Now the question is, how do we distribute them more evenly? And right now I'm in Blender 4.3, so I don't know if they change this, if there's a newer version. I don't update my Blender because every time you update Blender, they fuck something up for no reason. They fix shit that ain't broke, and I don't know why they do that, but that's how it is. I use Blender 4.1. If it wasn't for these YouTube videos, I'd use Blender 2.0. Anyway, that's beside the point. You're going to go up here to Edit, Preferences, and you need to enable your loop tools. You used to be able to just go to add-ons and type in loop tools. You can't do that no more. Now you got to go search extensions, then type in loop tools, then you got to install it, and only once you've installed it, now you can go to add-ons and type in loop tools and check the box, and now you can use your loop tools, okay? Once you've enabled your loop tools, you're going to select all the edges on one of the segments, on one of the edge loops here, where you added more geometry, which you need to make smoother, all right? So this and this. So I'm clicking here and then control click down here. I don't want this one at the bottom. And then you're going to go up here to the select menu and edit. Make sure that you do this in edit mode. It's not going to work in object mode. And then go to select loops and click on edge rings. That's going to select all the parallel geometry on the same face segments, okay? As you can see right here. And these are the ones that we need to make smooth. So now you're going to go to loop tools, W loop tools, and you're going to click on relax. Alternatively, you can go in, you're going to have tools here, or you're going to have edits down here at the bottom, and then you can also click on relax here. And you might want to do this a couple of times. You might want to change the interpolation here from the default cubic to linear. That's going to change the way the operation works. I don't want to get into how that works. You can change the number of iterations to 3 or 5 or whatever to repeat the operation a couple of times. But now you're going to notice now your geometry is a lot smoother. And you might want to do this one more time if you have to make it even smoother. But this is how you can reorganize the geometry on these large curved surfaces so that you can make the geometry more suitable for adding details. And then that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to prepare this surface so I can add details on live stream and shit like that. Now, if you want to learn more tips like this, the reason I wrote my Blender ebook, which is in the description, is to teach you guys a million different tools like this that you have to know. But if you're a beginner, you have to watch a million different tutorials and spend 2 years gathering all this information or accidentally stumbling upon all these little tips and tricks. That's why I wrote the ebook, so everything is in one place. So if you want to learn more tricks like what I just showed you here and more about topology and stuff like that and how to model stuff correctly, then check out my Blender ebook. If you want to become a Blender Pro, then check out our Blender School. But make sure you subscribe to the fucking channel and like the video. And let me know what you want to see next.